Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. Trying to make this video a little bit shorter today. This one here is featuring another Ghome smart home product, and that is their smart switches or smart sockets or plugs. So they were nice enough to send me back in the day some wall switches. I use them often, every single day. So they went and sent me some of their newer smart plugs. And basically, if you're not familiar with a smart plug, basically you plug it into the wall. You plug a device into it, and it allows you to control the device via the smart home assistants, whether that's from Amazon or Google, or your phone app, right? And so there's 3 different versions. 2 of these I'm going to share with you guys are these ones here. So one allows you to plug in two devices. So if you have, let's say, a set of lamps, right, maybe on the ends of a couch, you can plug 1 amp to each, or 1 lamp to each. They do have individual switches, so it gives you individual control. A lot of these switches only have 1 on-off button, right? Which makes sense. They would put 2. So you still have the ability to turn it off with this. Again, if you're going to put this behind the couch, you won't be able to reach that. You will need the voice assistant, or you will need your app. They work with the Ghome app. They also work with the Smart Life app. And if you've caught my other smart home tech videos, I'm a huge fan. If you're going to start adding this into your home, that you do so by picking 1 brand product. The good thing is there's so many options to choose from. I use Ghome just because they've sent me many products over the years, and I basically swapped out other brand switches I've had. You can get them from, I think you can get them from Wise, you can get them from Nui. What I find, again, is try to keep everything under 1 roof. There's nothing more annoying than, let's say you want to turn on a lamp and you have a lot of devices, and then suddenly you're like, oh man, which was this one? Was this the Wise app? Was this the Nui app? If you just have 1 app, it'll be a lot easier to kind of control this stuff. With the smart home voice assistants, it doesn't really matter because those devices play well with everybody for the most part. So you can just say, hey, turn on this lamp, and it doesn't really matter which app it uses. It's already linked. It's almost like a smart hub, right? And you can still use those individual apps, whether it be the Amazon Assistant or the Google Assistant, to do the same thing. But I like to go back to the manufacturer's app just because I'm kind of used to doing that. So Smart Life is a fantastic app. I do recommend, if you get these, to just download the Smart Life app. Don't bother with the Ghome app. This way, any other devices you may add will probably work with Smart Life, right? So these plugs are basically exactly the same. There is a slightly different rating. One is 10 amp. That's the dual plug, so you can plug in if you're a 120 volt system, like in the US for the most part. You can go up to 1200 watts, which most people use these for lamps. The only time you might use this and be concerned with the wattage is if you're plugging in like an old school coffee maker, right? Turning it on, before you get out of bed or something like that, or setting a timer. Then of course you have the singles, which these are I think these are a 15 amp. Let me just double check that. These are, the 15 amp rating. So that takes you up to 1500 roughly watts, right? So these are, again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time feature bashing you. They work with both smart home assistants, the Amazon version, the Google version. You can set timers. You can activate these remotely with those assistants, or through the Smart Life app, or if you so choose, the Ghome app. And what else? They're a little bit larger. For a single switch, this does take up a little bit more room, but I like the fact that they're oblong as opposed to round. Some of the earlier versions of the switches like this, or sockets like this, were round, and yeah, you think they're like, oh, nice and neat, but then they block the other outlet. So this isn't going to block the outlet. You could stack one above the other, but if you're going to have 2 devices, you might as well buy the 2-pack, right? Or the 2-pack. So it's basically getting 4 switches here, which is pretty nice. Other than that, I don't think, they have other, just so you guys can check out their other products, they have a 9-in-1 smart home plug extender. I kind of like this. I might reach out to them. I know this video isn't about this one, but I like this because you plug this directly into 1 outlet, right? Plugs right in, and you have 6 outlets. So that's an option too. 15 amps, 1800 watts. You have USB ports. I'm going to reach out today. I didn't know they had that. I would have requested that. That's a great device, especially for a kitchen where you have multiple appliances, or just for a bedroom where you have, I have multiple devices. And what's really nice about having something like the 2-port, right, is that you're having 1 device connecting to your network. So as you start to add more and more devices to your network, trust me, once you start getting up to 25 with a standard residential router, you might develop problems like I did with my Asus router. I had to go with Ubiquiti to be able to support over 100 devices. But even with that, I still have issues from time to time. So the more things you can get off your Wi-Fi, the better. And if you're plugging in multiple devices, depending on your situation, maybe next to a bed, Maybe in the living room, you might have to run some extensions, but one device with 6 plugs is definitely better than having 6 individual smart plugs. Again, situation dependent. Other than that, they also sent me their same exact versions as the single plug for the Google Assistant. The only difference, Google and Amazon Assistant, the only difference is this works with Apple HomeKit. I don't know anything about Apple HomeKit. I've never used Apple HomeKit. I assume it's very similar to its smart home app, right, through Apple. You know, but it doesn't really make, I guess I have no understanding of that, because the Smart Life app that works on Android can also be used on the iOS. So you can download that, it's available. So I'm not sure what the benefit of going with the HomeKit, but maybe if you've already integrated some of the other Apple HomeKit products, you can go ahead and get this and be able to use it with the HomeKit. So as far as pricing on this stuff, if you get the double plugs, you get $19 for a 2-pack. That's basically $5 per outlet, right? If you go with the 4-pack of the more oblong single plugs, let's see here. I lost my page, of course, during the video. Let's see here. I'll just go to there. And I'll put the link in the description. You guys check it out, read about it. This one here is, where is it? All right, so again, 15, they call this one, they refer to this as the 15 amp mini plug, right? So these are for a 4-pack, 22 bucks. So pretty good. In essence, you're really getting the same thing, just one has a higher amperage rating. So if you're plugging in something with more, that draws more power, you probably want to go with the higher amperage rating. Otherwise, these are fantastic as well. 2 devices, you know, basically 2 switches in one. And I just noticed something. You're gonna notice too, like they refer to them as Ghome, but then like this Apple HomeKit version says Ghome. It is the same company. I believe they started off as Ghome, then they changed to Ghome. And this one here, let's see. I think this one's about 20 bucks as well. But let me just see what they got here. You'd think I would have this pulled up, and I did, unfortunately, but for some reason I lost my my page here. Where is it? HomeKit, there we go. So the HomeKit version, $25 for 2. You pay a little bit of a premium for that, as you do with a lot of the Apple products, at least that I've seen. All these are no hub required. They all work on 2.4 gigahertz spectrum, and they all work really well. Again, I've used their products in my home for years now, and I've never had one go out. The only time I've ever had a smart plug go out is when I was using an indoor plug outside. It wasn't getting wet, but you know, humidity, dampness, it caused a problem and it did fail. But these plugs are very reliable, they work well, and it's a really affordable way to add some smart home tech to your home. Ideas for stuff like this, you know, ceiling fans, depending on how you have it wired. If, like for me, I just have it ran through the attic with basically an extension cord plugged into an outlet. Rather than hardwiring it, it works totally fine. I use my voice or the app to turn it on. It's great because you can set, if you have like a home temperature sensor, you can set it to communicate again, depending on the app, or say, hey, you know, temperature gets to 80 degrees, have my ceiling fan kick on. It'll do that. You could do that with heaters and stuff like that. What else? Fantastic again for, you know, making your home look like somebody's home even when you're not. And it's just great peace of mind that you can, you know, if for instance you're looking at your security cameras and let's say you see something maybe outside, a car you don't recognize, and you're not home, you can just turn on all your lights and give the impression that somebody's home. You know, might give somebody a second thought they're messing with your home or your stuff. So that's about it, guys. I want to keep this video under 10 minutes because there's not really a lot to kind of rehash. Link is in the description. Check it out. If you guys have any questions or want any kind of, I guess, information that I missed, by all means, drop me a comment or drop me an email. I'm always here to help you guys out. And I want to thank Ghome for their generosity again with collaborating with Fat Cat Collections. For you guys, I am going to try to get the Smart Outlet Extender. That's something I can definitely use, and I think that's definitely a product I haven't reviewed on the channel before, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.